Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're at in the world today. I am back. I took a 2-week hiatus from the daily posts. Took my family to France. Spent a week in Paris and a few days in the south of France. If you watch my live stream on Saturday, we focused on buying vacation homes abroad. In fact, we did a live stream 2 weeks ago from the south of France, and we looked at my buddy Jeff Mays, who just bought a condo in Thailand. We talked about another friend of mine buying a place in Portugal. So we're going to continue that trend this week. We're going to make it a 4-part series. So today is Monday, July 21st. We're going to focus on the south of France, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday we're going to hit new listings in Clark County, Southwest Washington, and then we'll do our live stream on Saturday. Not sure I'm going to do yet for that, but today, like I said, we're going to start in the south of France, but I'm not going to forget that we are in America, and interest rates are a very hot topic right now in our country. 6.81 is the national average, unchanged from Friday. According to Mortgage News Daily, FHA 6.39. So that's where rates are at today in America. And I tell you what, it was eye-opening looking at properties in other countries. And I know there's a lot of pros and cons, and there's a lot of economic data and blah, 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 blah. But the interest rates abroad are eye-opening. I found this great website, French Private Finance. And this has, okay, so disclaimer, I'm licensed in Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Arizona, Wyoming, Montana. I am not licensed to do mortgages abroad, especially in France. And I'm not an expert by any means. In fact, my family is looking at purchasing a vacation home in France. And so we're gonna learn along together how this works. And this website, not a sponsor or anything, the ultimate guide to French mortgages for non-residents. And I'll tell you, there is a wealth of information on here. But if we go to current market conditions, you can see that we are, for a 20-year mortgage, we're gonna look at a 25-year, somewhere between 3.8 and 4.2 is where we're at now. And you can see going back to the mortgage crash, they were up to 5.5%. During COVID, they got down to 1.7, and right now they're in the low 4s. But there's a ton of good information. We're going to be using this website this week to answer some questions as we go on. Another thing is Zillow does not work outside of the U.S. And as much as I have gripes with Zillow, it's really good compared to searching for real estate in other countries and using their search engines. Zillow is pretty good. So if you're doing this along with me and you're searching in a country, ChatGPT is going to be your friend. Here's just some examples of how I've used it this morning. Some of the websites translate, some of them don't. This one, it looks like they're manually translating the listings, this real estate firm. So not all of it's translated. So I was able to translate this paragraph, and it laid out perfectly with bullet points. So this is very helpful. Also for converting currencies and for converting square footage. It's just really fast and really, really accurate. So for example, the home we're gonna look at today, the villa we're gonna look at, is listed for 439,000 euros. According to ChatGPT, that would be 478 US dollars. So here's the property. And I apologize in advance. The pictures they have on these listings are crap. Okay, they're not good pictures. They're not professionally done. There's no wide angle. There's no drone shots. So unfortunately, you're gonna have to get in the airplane, go and visit, which is a great way to learn the area too. So we're in the south of France. Let's look at the map here. We're looking at a ravishing villa with lovely garden. And this home is located right here, but what I wanted to zoom out and just kind of show you where in the south of France we're at. So this is the French Riviera. It's very close to Italy. It's also only an hour and some change to the French Alps. There is an airport in Nice, which is probably a 30-minute train ride from where this house is located in Toulon. But what we did is we were in Paris, up here, and we took a train. It was 200 euros in first class, and it was a 5.5, 6 hour train ride to Nice. Now, the reason I'm showing you this is that train goes south till you hit Marseille, which is kind of one of the first big cities in the south of France. It's just to the east of Saint-Tropez, but you can there's a big train station here that'll take you to Paris if you want. So we came down from Paris to Marseille, and then the train heads west from there and has a few stops. But the first big city or town that we stopped in was this Toulon. And you can see they got a marina. The coastline is the most breathtaking coastline I've ever seen in my life. Maybe as we go on this week, I'll share some of my pictures. But crystal clear water, Tuscan climate, and beautiful beaches. All right. So from Toulon, we're just a short ride up into the countryside. So we're not on the coast in this property, and that's reflected in the price. We'd easily be, for a home this size, would easily be over $1 million if we were on the coast. But to be honest, I think I'd want to live just a mile up in the countryside in my little villa, and then I can hop in my little sports car and head down to the cities on the coast if that's what I wanted to do. Now, we are very close to, like I said, to Nice, where the airport is. And then if you look, we are extremely close to Monaco. So from Toulon to Monaco, you're probably looking about an hour train ride, which is not bad. Okay, so let's look at this property. Again, these pictures, I'm not going to pretend they're awesome, but that's what you're going to have to deal with when you're looking at in France. So this is a 3-bed, 1-bath, 113 square meters. Now, I know a lot of you could probably do that math really quick, but if we take 113 square meters, convert to square feet, let's see how ChatGPT does. So you can kind of just double it, not double it, but square it. So you're looking at 1,200 square feet. So a decent size by French standards, a very decent size home. Especially if you're looking at this as a second home. Now, there are a ton of opportunities for short-term rentals. And I'm still researching for a good website to kind of help us calculate the income from that. But as I've been looking, I haven't found a property that does not cash flow, okay? But for today, we're looking at this as a second home where we're going to occupy it as a second home. We're not necessarily going to rent it out, just to keep things simple today, but we will dive into that. All right, let's see what this agent has to say. This is going to be fun because their translations are not great and my French pronunciations are horrible. Charming villa with a garden and 2 terraces, close to all the shops and schools, ideally located in very popular, quiet area. So on the ground floor, this recent house from 2011, so it's a fairly new build considering some of the homes in this area are 300 years old. Has a large living room, about 67 square meters, extended by a beautiful American kitchen with central island completely redone recently and equipped with quality kitchen units. A laundry room with toilet completes the set. The level opens onto 2 south-facing tree-filled terraces with access to 4 private parking spaces. Upstairs are 3 bedrooms, 1 fitted with a wardrobe, which I'm guessing is a walk-in closet, dressing room, a beautiful bathroom with window and separate toilets. All right, so it says it's 1 bath, but it looks like there's at least 2 toilets. Ideal for year-round residents or for a second home. So the province or county would be this 𝐼𝐴𝐵𝐷𝐸. Is not only famous for exclusive coastal resorts, but is also dotted with charming countryside villages surrounded by diversity of scenery, including local vineyards. 𝐾𝐶 is one direction, so 𝐾𝐶 would be the next train stop west of Tulum. And then, like I said earlier, east is Saint-Tropez. So 𝐾𝐶 in one direction, Saint-Tropez is in the other, and the lower Alp mountains and valleys are not too far away. About an hour and a half away is the Alps. I don't know why my camera. There we go. This is an ideal location for those clients seeking an ideal investment or dream home, albeit, now they put this in almost all their listings, albeit an apartment, villa, or townhouse, either as a holiday or permanent residence. All right, here's some things I wanted to point out. 280 days of sunshine. They get like 5 days of rain a year, something ridiculous. Close to a permanent population of only 11,000, and then 6,000 added holiday homeowners or second homeowners. Okay. Looks like there's a preserved rural environment, probably like a wildlife covenant of 11,000 hectares. Okay. Here's something else I wanted to point out. So real estate fees. It's not too different than here. Real estate fees, and this will vary from agency to agency, but they quote all their purchase prices, including the FAI, agency fees included, unless otherwise stated. So you do have to read through here, but they're around 7%. So if it's not included, you got to add 7% to the purchase price. Okay. So let's look at some pictures. Oops. Okay, here we go. So again, these pictures are not great. You don't really get to see the whole outside of the house, but to give you an idea of what you're dealing with, you can almost feel the ocean. You're less than a mile from the ocean, or the Mediterranean Sea rather. Okay, so this is all we get of the kitchen, but you can see it. By French standards, this is a huge kitchen. Tile floor into a great room. And one of the reasons I picked this property today is it kind of starts off with the most American version of a home I could find in the French Riviera. There's your living area. There's bedroom number 1. Now, obviously not staged, not even picked up, but there is a mini split in there, which having a heat pump you're going to want. Bedroom number 2, and bedroom number 3. And that's it for pictures. Okay, so I am an expert at mortgages in the United States, especially in the Northwest. Not an expert in France, so we're making some assumptions here. We're using that converted currency exchange price of $478, according to ChatGPT. Now, this is a 25-year mortgage with 25% down, making our loan amount $358,000. We're going to use an estimated interest rate of 4%. And that's, again, if you're joining this late, That's according to this French private finance website I found, which has a ton of excellent information. And we're gonna be diving into this. Tomorrow we're gonna dive into the taxes portion. But according to this website, around 4% would be a good estimate to use. Now, if we look at our closing costs, again, our purchase price $478. Excuse me, this is a payment breakdown rather. Your principal and interest would be $1,892. Property taxes, I'm probably high here. Okay, they're hard to look up the property taxes, but I was surprised at how low the property taxes were at $250 a month, is what we're estimating. Homeowners insurance, very affordable at $50 a month. That's probably even high, giving us a total payment of $21.92. Now this is a house, so you don't have to worry about HOAs, but you are going to have to worry about utilities and all that. You're probably looking at $80 to $100 a month for all of your utilities, including garbage, electricity. It's pretty affordable. HOAs, this home doesn't have HOA. We're going to look at a ton of apartments this week, okay? And the HOAs are very affordable, somewhere around $1,000 a year. But again, this home doesn't have one. So total payment of $21.92. If we go to our closing cost breakdown, down payment 25% would be we'll call it $120,000. Closing costs for the loan are going to be around $13,000. Now the property taxes and insurance, we normally impound those here, include them in your payment. In 90% of the circumstances in France, from my understanding, you're going to pay those on your own, separate from the mortgage. But we are including those in that payment, even though you'll be paying them on your own for that total of $21.92 with $132,000 out of pocket. Not bad, considering you're buying a fully independent, detached villa up on the hill in the French Riviera. So let me know what you guys think. Do you like this direction I'm going? Do you want me to stay local? We're definitely doing it this week, but I'd like to go and really become an expert with you guys on buying homes abroad and explore other places besides just France. But don't worry, we're going to reserve Fridays for our new listings here in Southwest Washington. Like, subscribe. We are so close to 100 subscribers, and we're going to do a 100-year-old home special. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow.